maybe the founders or the CEOs that are listening, or maybe they're, you know, maybe they're an entry-level employee or you know, middle management, but they, you know, they want to have an impact and they're thinking about how do they do that in their context. So you've clearly spent a lot of time doing cross-domain work and translation. And one of the things that stood out to me is we spent a lot of time talking about translating values, right? These are what corporates want. This is what the research team wants, etc. But we also spent some time talking about incentive structures, right? Like if we can align incentive structures, even at the macro scale of like economics, then maybe we can move this thing forward a little bit faster. So in your space and in your experience, maybe for someone who's out there listening and they're saying, I really want to have an impact and I'm stuck at this messy intersection with a lot of different stakeholders and a lot of different priorities, but I see myself as the one in the middle who might be able to kind of like, you know, unlock the gridlock. Do you have any frameworks, or do you have any advice for someone who's kind of sitting in that space, who's kind of straddling the fence between internal strategy, sales, operations, and then like external product market fit? How do we make this thing go? In your experience, you know, and you in startup culture for a few years now, or even back at Truterra, like, are there any kind of things that you go back to, tools or frameworks that you revisit when you're like, I've got these different stakeholders with competing priorities, and I've got to find a way to put them together in a way that the puzzle pieces kind of fit to take the next step?
Yeah. That was a hard question.
I don't.
Yeah.
You're constantly pulling me back down.
That's good. Yeah. I had one direction to go with that, and then round out the question. It's like, yeah, I don't know of any clean, easy framework for any of that. A lot of it is just, to me, experimentation with the different frameworks that can put the pieces together, and then just like first level curiosity and empathy. Like really sit for a minute, and number one, you need to know who your stakeholders are and what their role is. That's a starting place that a lot of people skip past, right?
Interesting.
And I've been guilty of that, right? Like our primary point of contact is, they're the sustainability leader, that they run these programs. Cool. Did you ask the question, are you in a position to make a decision on how budgets get allocated for this work? Because you can be the best of friends with that person. They can be all in. And they go, great, I'm going to take this up the chain. Dead. Oh, I didn't know who all my stakeholders were.
Right.
So I guess that's a framework starting point. Know who all your relevant stakeholders are. And then it's just like, take a minute and find a version of empathy for like, how's that stakeholder, like what are they facing? What's their life? What are they doing to make decisions? And if you can't find that empathy, talk to somebody who knows that role. Talk to somebody at a different company who's in that role. Like you can't know all of them, but you can get a pretty good idea, and then you go, oh yeah, well that argument that works on this stakeholder definitely won't work on that one. But to your point then on aligned incentives, as you start to empathize across the stakeholders, then it actually goes back to one of the most important skills for CEO, porposing, right? Or like climbing the tree, right? Whatever you want to call it. But you kind of got to go deep and high. You know? And with that, it's like, okay, a little bit higher, stakeholders, cool. What's it about for you? Okay, now I know what it's all about. Okay, system. How does that fit together? What's the thing that pulls these things together? And then test.